My childhood dream came true. I played the violin in an orchestra in front of 2,000 people in the best theater in Brazil. And here's how. So if you're new here, my name is Pav. I'm digital nomad based in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil right now. I'm also a model and a video editor. When I was a kid, I really loved Sherlock Holmes. Not this one, and it's not this one. This one. And I was really a fan. I really loved all his deduction stuff, but also he played the violin a lot. And in that Soviet series, he was playing the violin a lot, and I really wanted to play some of the tunes one day. But I was just a kid, right? And I did not have any experience with music, and when you're a kid and you did not start the music early, you kind of just give up and you just play the guitar just for yourself. And it never happened to me that I started playing violin. But I always loved classical music. And when I went to the university, I also started to study sound design. So I was kind of close to the music all the time, but not quite. I did not play, right? And I got my degree and I still did not have time because after the university, you gotta make money, right? So I was recording others, I was recording a lot of rap, a lot of musicians. Sometimes it was even violin, but I never played. And I was kind of sad, but at the same time I was kind of like, okay, it was just a childhood dream, right? I mean, it's not gonna happen. It's alright. It was just some wish of a kid and it's just never gonna happen. And when I moved to Brazil, I kind of started to try new hobbies. And one of them, in February of this year, 2024, I took the violin in my hands for the first time. And I actually got so lucky because the school I found, they are the best. I mean, in terms of the relationships, they're so good. I even wanted to give up a couple of times, but they so supportive that you just can't quit. You can't quit, you can have breaks. They are so good. And in February I had my first class, and then I had classes almost every week, and I was playing bad, really bad. But then I started to practice more and more. I was just playing at home 20 minutes per day, half an hour per day, and I started to play better and better. And then we had our first concert. It was not a big thing, it was just a small theater, and it was rather a show for the family, so it was not a big thing. But still, it was my first concert already, but it was not like a huge theater I was dreaming of. Actually, right after this concert, Lucas, the CEO of the school, if I may say it, he actually mentioned that, hey, do you know that we are playing at the theater in a couple of months? And it was the biggest theater here in Rio. It's so famous. It got inspired by Opera Garnier in Paris. And I got so excited. And again, I almost had to quit because unfortunately playing violin is just my hobby. It's still not a thing. But Lucas and the whole team, they supported me so much that I did not quit. I kept going and I kept playing. Not every day, unfortunately, but I kept playing a lot. I had classes and I actually even lived close to the school, especially for a couple of months, just to play more, to go to all the classes and to actually go to extra classes they had, especially to get ready for the theater show. And so let me tell you a bit about the events. So the event at the theater was organized by one of the schools here in Rio, and they kind of just invited other schools, including the one I'm studying at. And so everything started to become real when we had our first rehearsal, and there were, I think, around 70 people, a lot of kids. So it was kind of a mess, but at the same time it was really great to see so many people passionate about playing the violin. And it was such a great experience because I never played in an orchestra with so many people at the same time, and you kind of just you feel powerful because there are so many of you with the same interest, with the same passion for the violin, for music. And the first rehearsal actually went more or less from my side because I was not quite ready. And what we were playing, it was not quite difficult, honestly. It was really kind of beginner level, and actually you could have chosen what you gotta do if you're gonna play difficult pieces or easier ones. I chose almost the entry level, but at the same time I had a couple of things to challenge myself as well. And after that rehearsal, I was playing almost every day. I was playing a lot and I just tried to play as much as I can just to be ready for the concert. And a week before the show, we also had rehearsal at the theater. It was not quite at the theater, it was in a building near the theater. But you already have the same vibe. You pass by the theater and you see the theater, so you kind of imagine already yourself playing at the stage, but you're not there yet. And it's kind of symbolic and it's really cool. And yeah, the second rehearsal actually went way better from my side because I played everything. I did not have any mistakes, honestly, and I kind of felt proud of myself. And yeah, I think I was ready. And then I also invited a lot of my friends, and thank you guys if you watched this video for coming. I really appreciate it. And yeah, then it was just the day of the concert and it went just in the best way possible. Because actually the day of the concert I had to go to the model agency and I got accepted to the first model agency. Actually, if you want to know more about myself as a model or as a digital nomad here in Brazil, subscribe. Yeah, I got accepted and I was really excited, and then I went straight to the theater and we kind of had our last final rehearsal. It happens already at the stage. But before, I must tell you like how everything was organized. So because of the amount of people, and there were about 200 people on stage at some points, at the final point, everything was super well organized. Because actually when I came in, people told me, okay, what's your color? Color was the meaning of like what pieces are you gonna play? And I had blue color. So just by my color and my name, they already sent me to the specific room. And in that room, they had only my color, because at some point when it was time to go to the stage, there was another person who took all the people from this room to another one. And this is how it worked to pretty much any rooms. And first, when I came in, I go to the room of the tuning. And the teacher helped you to tune your violin into the right tone, so you're gonna be ready to play. But before playing, actually, there were a lot of time to kill. And me and my friends from my school, we were just like rehearsing, playing, and actually it was really nice to spend this time again to just talk to other musicians as well and to play the same music you were rehearsing for the last couple of months with some like-minded people. It was really great. And after that, when our pieces were coming, another person took the whole room to the stage, and not gonna lie, I was already kind of nervous because you see all the backstage. It was not my first time at the big theaters, see the backstage and stuff, because back in Moscow, I worked a bit at the Большой Theater, so I already saw all the backstage. I know how it works, but still, this time I was supposed to play, not just see it and put some microphones. I was kind of nervous, but at the same time it was so exciting. And again, when you come to the stage, you see that the seats are empty, so you can see that it's not the concert yet. You feel nervous, but you don't feel that nervous yet. And we played pretty well. It sounded good, honestly. Even for the music, for the beginners, it sounded really great. I loved it. And then actually it was just more time to kill, because then we came back to the room.
So far so good. I'm really excited. Kind of tired because there are so many kids and they're really, really loud. And yeah, but overall still kind of chilling now. Been practicing before and had a quick snack. But yeah, actually it starts in about 20 minutes, so let's see how it goes.
The concert started and other people from other rooms started to play already, and the concert is in progress. But we were playing like towards the ending because it was from the most difficult pieces to the least difficult pieces. So we were just waiting, we were practicing, we were rehearsing and just talking. Again, it was kind of nice, but again, with time you started to feel more and more nervous. But it was great, honestly. It was a great feeling. And when the person finally came to invite us to the stage and to take us from that building close to the theater to the main building and to the stage, again, you kind of feel even more nervous. You see that a lot of people are gathering, a lot of kids are still screaming like always, and you just kind of feel the responsibility that you should play well And like, yeah, it's completely different feeling when you come to the stage and you see, instead of the empty seats, you see the full theater, and you just feel that like, no, it's not possible. I'm not gonna be able to play bad. So I did my best. Like, the pieces were not the most difficult, I know, but at the same time, for me, who is playing just since February, it was such a great achievement. And me as a kid, it's really happy because honestly, it was like my childhood's dream and it came true. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, guys, and that you don't give up on your dreams. Follow for more, and see you later.